Good evening. Welcome, you're in for another treat. I'm Clifton Hedges. It's the Clifton Hedges Horror Show. Very appropriate name, I would say, wouldn't you? We're going to be seeing a thrilling movie very shortly. It's a Vincent Price classic, someone I've worked with a number of times in the past. If you don't know me by now, you certainly will as I explain who I am. I've produced some of the most intriguing, most incredible horror films of all times in Hollywood. Very low budget, I admit. None of them ever released. That doesn't really matter. They were art. They were accepted by others outside of the public. Who, you might ask? The underworld. These were true underground movies, in every sense of the word, admired by real zombies, werewolves, vampires, witches, ghouls, goblins, ghosts, that whole milieu. It thrilled me, really. I've received many awards and lots of commendations, and I've been to many parties, most of them in cemeteries, and I've had great times over the years. And we have here in the studio with us right now some of the real zombies. Zombies, I should mention, their only problem is they're often late. Please, sit down. Welcome. These are some friends of mine who admired me for many years, and I would say in deadly earnest. So it's certainly glad to have you with us. We have here, by the way, a dearly departed friend of mine, Jeffrey. I'd like to have him wherever I go now. Kind of the alas, poor Yorick kind of a person. He was a great individual in life, and he met a rather unseemly demise. Nobody knows exactly what happened to him. He was a partner of mine who was doing a lot of shady dealings, and let's just say this, they can't prove a thing. Also, I have my friend over here, Arachne. Arachne was with me for many years, by my side always, did a lot of damage externally to individuals who I will say remain nameless. One morning I got out of a cold shower and fortunately stepped on Arachne. Rather than put him away, I had him stuffed. Very appropriate, I would say. The other thing I would like to mention is that I have always made it a point never to forget the little people in my life, and there have been a number of them. This is one. I have kept him here as well. Little man, very friendly, very jovial, very nice. He was on set with me a lot, worked as a production assistant, if you know what I'm saying. Didn't do a very good job. Passed away early because of those lack of accomplishments, but regardless, he was a very good friend indeed and worked with me for a long time. The zombies that I have here, want to say we're very, very happy to have you with us. Thank you for being here. Now, they seem to understand me completely. I don't understand a single word they're saying. They're just kind of ridiculous that way, known for that, but that's all right. I've used them in many of my films. I would like to say one thing very quickly before we go to our movie. One of the films I made, which is a classic, was called Werewolf Zombies versus Lots of Zombies. I created the title myself, as well as produced it, directed it, and wrote the script as well. It was a wonderful film, but it was, indeed, low budget. This, however, is going to go on sale on eBay. This is a storyboard card. This is the opening storyboard scene in the movie. There you can see a dead zombie, a dying zombie, and the werewolf zombie. And, of course, the full moon, which was very necessary for the production. When I was doing this film, getting ready for it in pre-production, a lot of people very, very upset with me because they were saying, are you going to use a zombie to play the werewolf zombie, or are you going to use a werewolf to play the werewolf zombie? There was so much fighting, infighting, I should say, and the zombies were naturally very upset. They wanted me to use a zombie. I said, I have to use the best portrayer of the werewolf zombie. It happened to be a werewolf. I'm sorry. Unfortunately, it did turn out to be a huge mistake. He only would be able to work during a full moon. So we ran over budget. It was very difficult for me. A bad decision, one of many I've made in my life. The other is simply existing. But regardless, I do want you to know that this is a night that you are going to enjoy. Wonderful film. A film called House on Haunted Hill. You boys, you've seen this film. Not as good as mine, wouldn't you agree? as I said, they're a little dense, you know. They could have done the Three Stooges. As a matter of fact, there's more than three. But regardless, I do want to say that House on Haunted Hill is a wonderful film. Richard Long is in it as well. He went on to do, of course, The Big Valley. It's a great story, very well cast. William Castle was the director, good friend of mine. We would often go and sit around and have drinks in Beverly Hills, or was it Compton? I can't remember where. But we used to have drinks somewhere. And a little later on the telephone, I will have none other than Vincent Price himself. Yes, he's been gone for many years, but not with us. We'll be talking to him about this film and other endeavors as well. Stick with us. We'll be back for more on the Clifton Hedges Horror Show. Here's a screaming good movie.